Today on eNEWS, we take a look at how a small Alberta town is fighting for town status, how a Lethbridge Performance Club is putting on their first ever winter dinner and show, and we take a look into how the Kodiaks are sitting in the ACAC standings.
Welcome to eNEWS. I'm Dominique Charles.
And I'm Houston Geringer, and here's today's top story. 2018 is shaping up to be a significant year for the village of Nobleford. Village Council has multiple things on the go that residents are pleased about. David Sellis has more.
The village of Nobleford is hoping that this year is its last as the largest village in Alberta. The Southern Alberta community is making strides to officially gain town status. Nobleford has been eligible for town status since 2011, but Mayor Don McDowell says Village Council wanted a firm foundation before applying for town status.
In the south here, we've seen a few cases where towns have slid backwards, if you will, and we wanted to be absolutely sure that we were on good, solid ground, which we are.
But seeking town status isn't the only big thing happening in the village this year. As a gift to residents, the village has eliminated property taxes for this calendar year. This comes after already being known as the village with the lowest property taxes in Alberta over the last number of years. And it's thanks to planning by council back in 2010 that made this a possibility.
We thought, wow, if we could just eliminate them altogether for 2018. So that's what we did. We budgeted for this. It wasn't just a spur of the moment. And so this year, as a centennial gift to the residents of Nobleford, we gave them a tax-free year.
Residents were also excited to have this gift given to them for this year.
And of course, it didn't make the biggest difference because we do have very low property taxes, but that the village was able to offer that to the whole residents here. It was really cool to have that for this year.
One of the main things that the village of Nobleford hopes to get when they become a town is a full-size grocery store to give residents more options than the 2 stores that they currently have. For eNEWS, I'm David Sellis.
The village will be hosting an event on February 28th when they'll discuss whether getting town status is something residents are keen on pursuing.
The Lethbridge College LGBTQ+ Club has joined forces with the community to talk about inclusion and different resources for people within the city. In partnership with Lethbridge Pride, the club hosted open panel discussions on the health, art, and police participation among stakeholders. Navigating Why Queer L also offered a marketplace in which local organizations were given the opportunity to connect with people about the services and programs they offer to people within the LGBTQ+ spectrum. Zachary Wigand, club vice president, says it's important to let people know that resources are available to them.
The services that we offer aren't overly represented, and sometimes the services that we offer aren't always marketed publicly.
The LGBTQ+ club is looking to create a safe space within the college environment for the students to go to improve mental health and have a nice respite between classes.
Lethbridge College's Student Association has been promoting safe sex as it marks Sexual Health Week. Studies show sexual transmitted infection rates are increasing among youth in Alberta. The LCSA has been holding events around the college, including Sexy Bingo, to promote safe sexual health practices and protection. Many students took part in Sexy Bingo and STI-related trivia. They also had a chance to win sex toys as prizes. LCSA manager Tanner Marcer says the Students Association also has other events aimed at spreading knowledge surrounding sexual health.
Yes, this week is Sexual Health Awareness Week, and we'll be out inside the center core talking to students how life is, or how unprotected sex is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, and we'll be doing some fun facts about STIs and STDs, or whatever they're calling them nowadays.
The LCSA is also encouraging students to get tested for STIs and other infections to help prevent the spread from progressing.
Black History Month is underway at the college. The LCSA has a special committee set up to ensure events are put on to celebrate. This month's festivities kicked off on February 1st with speeches in Center Core. In addition, movies and inspirational films are on display every Tuesday and Thursday in the cave. To conclude this month's celebration, Global Drummers will be putting on a show on the 28th. Vendors such as the Sudanese Kitchen will be there to serve food and drinks as well. The LCSA says the events are important for the college.
We have a lot of Afro-Caribbean students here on campus, and it's important to include every culture that is available on campus and celebrate it and make more people aware of it.
The Global Drummers are a new addition this year.
The Lethbridge College has announced another major award recipient. Chelsea D. Groot will receive a Community Lead Award. D. Groot is the 3-time graduate of Lethbridge College and is currently a partner with Lethbridge Police Services and Blood Tribe Department of Health, and also helps out with the Lethbridge Area Search and Rescue Group. D. Groot has worked with children with disabilities and collaborates with a Métis elder to help kids in need. Her studies have helped her career in helping others. She's currently the Cultural Program Coordinator with Arches, a nonprofit organization that helps people affected by AIDS and hepatitis C. D. Groot says she's excited to see where her career takes her. She hopes to one day have her very own consulting company.
I was really surprised and shocked. I never thought that, in 10 years of actually working in the field, that I would be nominated for such an award, given that there's a million people doing great things.
D. Groot continues to help out in their community with the Métis people working in college classes and taking in practicum students from the Child and Youth Care Program.
Experts say staying active even in the snowy winter months is important. Physical activity allows your body to stay healthy while keeping winter blues at bay. In this week's edition of Campus Horizons, Stephanie Savage sat down with Lethbridge College's Michael Bartz to find out how the community can keep active through the winter.
Welcome to Campus Horizons. I'm Stephanie Savage, and today I'm joined with BFit for Life instructor Michael Bartz. Michael, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Stephanie.
So Michael, today we're talking a little bit about the different things that people can do to stay active in the winter months. So BFit for Life is a center here on campus. Can you tell me a little bit about what they do?
Yeah, they've got all sorts of programs that they run for community members, for staff members, and for students, and largely that's group exercise classes.
And what kind of different exercise classes are offered throughout the semesters?
They offer a huge variety, so they have things like yoga, and they also have strength classes, and they teach you a lift class. They have cardio classes like spin, and they actually do some fusion, so spin and core. And then they also do kickboxing, things like that.
What's your favorite one that you are involved in?
I think strength and conditioning is my favorite class to teach. There's a nice variety. You can do a bit of core, you can do some lifting, you can do some cardio, and you get a good bang for your buck for the hours.
And how did you get involved with the BFit for Life Center?
Well, I've been with them about 5 years. I did the exercise science program here, and I started teaching group exercise once I graduated.
Perfect. And outside of BFit for Life, what other things kind of happen on campus that can get people involved?
Yeah, I mean, there's downstairs we have the weight room, we have the gymnasium you can use. The Lethbridge College Student Association also puts on dodgeball and other intramural activities, and you can go downhill skiing, things like that at Castle, so there's always something going on.
Perfect. Well, that's all the time we have here today on Campus Horizons. Michael, thank you for joining me, and tune in for the next edition of Campus Horizons.
Thanks, Stephanie. The next course will be offered by BFit for Life will be Country and Western Dance. Classes begin in early March. Coming up after the break, we'll get to know a college grad who has built his own media production company in a short period of time. And later, we'll also take a look at how the Lethbridge Hurricanes are donating time and work to community members in need. Stay with us.
Volunteer Lethbridge is there to help you give back to the community. Volunteering is there to help you get more experience if you're lacking the skills department on your resume. We have many opportunities to volunteer, keeping you busy all year to be a staple in the Lethbridge community. Volunteer opportunities include kitchen cleaning, vision mates, Meals on Wheels drivers, community board members, cleaning and maintenance, voice drive, and so much more. Volunteer Lethbridge located on 324 5th Street South, offices located in the Penny Building.
The Lethbridge Food Bank is here to help families and those in need. Life can be hard and people deserve a helping hand. They help approximately 700 households each month. That's over 50,000 pounds of food. Now more than ever, the Lethbridge Food Bank is in need of your donations. They even accept perishables, including meat and milk. Donate today and help the people in your community.
Crime Stoppers and Lethbridge Police Service need your help in solving a vandalism. On November 21st, 2016, at 8:27 a.m., CIBC employees contacted police to report they had arrived at the branch at 17 Southgate Boulevard South and found graffiti in the ATM vestibule as well as on 2 ATM screens. Police saw 3 spots in the ATM vestibule that appeared to have been written on with black felt pen, both ATM screens and on the wall. If you have any information on this or any crime, please contact Crime Stoppers by any of these methods. Standard message and data rates may apply. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Garrett McGowan here with your 5-day weather forecast. Thursday, you're looking at a very snowy day with weather warnings in effect for 20 to 30 centimeters of snow. Friday, you're looking at a much more sunnier day with a low of -13. Saturday will be -1, and then Sunday will come around to melt that snow away with up to 4 degrees. Then Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 1. So make sure you got your winter tires on because it's going to be a very slippery morning.
Thanks, Garrett. The playgoers of Lethbridge are putting on a show in a new location after almost a century of activity elsewhere. December Burgess is standing by with more on the story. December?
For the first time ever, the playgoers of Lethbridge are doing a winter dinner theater production instead of a giant performance. This change brings them to the Italian-Canadian Culture Centre.
You don't suppose that he found out that the window cleaner came here and didn't get away alive, do you?
Certainly hope not.
In a production rife with miscommunication, bad luck, and dry, witty humor, the playgoers of Lethbridge have sold out their first ever winter dinner theater show. The play, written by Derek Benfield, is a British comedy and is a clear example as to why the group is still as successful as it was when it first began.
They're always fun. They always seem to be able to pick the right group of actors to come in and do a really good job on the plays that they pick. So.
Stork says another contributing factor to their success is the hardworking and passionate cast and crew. The group is incredibly interested in their craft and works hard to perfect it. The playgoers of Lethbridge have been celebrating art for almost a century. They first opened in 1923. Generation after generation has come out to show love for the arts through the playgoers of Lethbridge. This ranges from the supporting audience, the passionate actors, and the dedicated crew.
I think it's called tradition, right? They've been doing them for a very long time. There are people still in the club today who I've seen pictures of from the 70s and 80s.
We got somewhere on our gate post that means stay away if you want to stay alive.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, that's very unfair.
People wanting to get involved with the playgoers need not worry. The group says new members are always welcomed. Beginning their 95th year, the playgoers look forward to spending another century devoted to the arts and culture. Houston?
So what's the story behind this year's production?
The play is about a couple that gets involved with some sort of miscommunication because their window washer dies while on duty and people are beginning to think that they murdered him.
What does the choice of venue mean for the show?
The venue changes a lot of different elements, but the biggest one is the Italian food because it's dinner theater and they just started running. People have been raving about the pasta that they made.
Thanks, December.
Speaking of great food, Valentine's Day is next week. And if you're struggling on what to make your loved ones Wednesday, Brandon McGraw offers some possibilities.
Valentine's Day is coming up. Or for those that are tragically single like myself, Wednesday. It's always good to treat yourself or your loved ones to a nice meal on February 14th. I'm Brandon McGraw, and here's my top 5 Valentine's Day foods. Number 5, ice cream. Whether you're sharing a big bowl of ice cream with your partner or eating a big tub to yourself, ice cream is always a Valentine's Day go-to. Number 4, spaghetti. It's always fun to recreate that scene from The Lady and the Tramp. Number 3, chocolates. It's so cliche, but you can't go wrong with a box of chocolates. Number 2, cake. Nothing says I love you like it being written on a cake. At number 1, pizza. Who can say no to pizza? Whether you're celebrating the 14th with somebody or nobody at all, make your meal a good one this Valentine's Day.
Thanks, Brandon. In other news, with more and more millennials joining the workforce, one young local entrepreneur is blazing a path with craft and passion. Gil graduated from Lethbridge College just 1 year ago and already has built a successful video production company, Gil Productions. The filmmaker says he believes a healthy balance is going to be key going forward in the film industry.
The biggest takeaways for me have been realizing that a lot of people are kind of on one side or the other. Some people are all about the art and some people are all about the business, but you don't find many people that can blend both of them together.
Gil says he looks forward to continued growth in Lethbridge market and attributes much of his success to the support of the community and hard work.
Lethbridge's underprivileged got a boost from an unexpected source this week. The soup kitchen served up an open lunch, and members of the Lethbridge Hurricanes lent a helping hand. Alex Groger has that story.
Ice rink to the soup kitchen, it was a new experience for members of the Lethbridge Hurricanes. The Hurricanes teamed up with Subway to help provide a full, healthy meal for those who are less fortunate in Lethbridge. In attendance was Hurricanes captain and leading scorer Jordy Bellarive. Bellarive says that this opportunity was a great learning experience for his team.
Yeah, it's a different experience for a lot of us. We haven't seen a lot of things like this before, so it's a pretty cool experience, and we're happy to be here.
The lives the Hurricanes live are much different than those less fortunate. Bellarive says he isn't taking anything for granted.
Yeah, the life that my parents have given me the opportunity to live, I'm pretty grateful for that, and I think everyone here, kind of with us is in the same situation. So,
as an organization, the Hurricanes emphasize community involvement and trying to give back to the city. Broadcast communications manager Dustin Forbes says that the volunteer work was a great eye-opener for the Hurricanes.
I think it's a good opportunity for them to see that there are people that are in need in our community, and we are a community-owned team, so we like to do as many community initiatives as possible.
An athlete's presence at events like these really make a difference, said Forbes as well. Assistant captain Ty Prefontaine was among his teammates at the kitchen, and he says his experience was tremendous.
Yeah, we went around and handed out sandwiches, and they were all very grateful for it, and it was really nice to help them out, and they all loved it, so yeah, it was really good.
The Hurricanes take part in many community initiatives throughout the year. The next one for the club will be the auction of game-worn jerseys. All the proceeds from that event will go towards the Hurricanes Education Fund. For eNEWS, I'm Alex Groger.
Other Hurricanes players in attendance included Taylor Ross, Zane Franklin, Jake Elmer, Jaden Joseph, and Coltrane Wilson.
The Lethbridge speed skating kicked off this weekend with a bang, hoping to show the community the fun and fast-paced world of speed skating. A battle of the blades took place at the ATB Center. Stephanie Savage was there to check it out.
Most Canadian children grow up with winter sports like hockey and curling, while some choose to cross over into less traditional winter sports. The sport of speed skating provides kids with the opportunity to hit the ice in a unique and fast-paced way. Rael Green joined the world of speed skating at the age of 14. 5 years later, and Green has taken a step back from skating and turned to coaching. Green says anyone who has ever been curious about the sport should come out and check it out.
We do have try speed skating days. Go for it. Don't be afraid to try something out of your comfort zone.
Green says she aims to not only coach her students in skating basics, but also in how to be a good teammate and truly love the sport.
It's fun and I have a lot of friends.
Well, I really enjoy it. It kind of gives me energy almost.
I like to speed skate because it's fun and I like skating with my friends. I like that you get to just skate and have fun.
Green says the world of speed skating provides people with many life skills such as physical training, friendship, and most importantly, mental strength.
It's very much a mental sport too, because a lot of the time you're either racing against yourself for time or it happens so quick, you have to be really quick with your mind as well.
For eNEWS, I'm Stephanie Savage.
More than a dozen people glided around the ice this weekend on both Saturday and Sunday during the Bridge Bolt short track event. After the weekend results, the Lethbridge Speed Skating Club will be sending one of their teams to the World Juniors in March. Still ahead, we take a look at how the Kodiak's volleyball teams are pushing their competition around. And later, how the indoor track team is preparing for provincial championships.
Adopting cats was the best decision of my life. This is Rosie, and this is Grey Cat. Wonderful personalities of their own. They provide me with joy and love every day. Rosie here will do anything for a fresh bowl of food, while Grey plays in the yard most of the time. She'd rather be outside than inside. They really get along with my other animals, especially my dog Cody. They don't always get along, but sometimes you just gotta put them together.
Adopt a cat today at the Last Chance Cat Ranch.
I'm bored. What can I do to fill this time in my life? Visit the Downtown BRZ events page online to see what's happening in Lethbridge.
Crime Stoppers and Lethbridge Police Service need your help in solving a break-and-enter and theft. At 9:50 p.m. on January 22nd, the city of Lethbridge Yard was broken into. A lone male wearing a dark hoodie and bright pants pulled up in a small dark car and broke into the north side of the fenced compound. He then entered the yard and took a large roll of copper wire and 6 vehicle radiators. If you have any information on this or any crime, please contact Crime Stoppers by any of these methods. Standard message and data rates may apply. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
The Kodiak's women's volleyball team is nearing the end of the season, and they are sitting prettier than they expected. The team is enjoying some surprise success this season. In a year where the team was expected to begin rebuilding, they find themselves one win away from a playoff position. The team has been solid in their all-around game, but head coach Anna Schwark says that the team can still improve their play on the defensive side of the ball.
I'd say last weekend our defense was pretty messy. We had a little bit of a hard time being disciplined, getting back to our home spot. So our transition was always pretty inconsistent just because we had a hard time getting back to our home spot in between rallies. So defense is huge for us.
The team will continue their push for a playoff position this weekend in a home game matchup against SAIT.
The Lethbridge College indoor track team has kicked off its season with a couple of successful tournaments. The team combined for 13 medals overall, with Dayton Jans walking away with a gold medal at the Running Room ACAC Grand Prix No. 2 in Calgary. The team started the indoor track season with a bang at the ACAC Running Room Grand Prix No. 1 in Edmonton. The club took home 7 medals, with both the men and women placing 3rd in overall standings. The track club practices 3 times a week, with each workout focused on a separate theme. Head coach Bertil Johansson says each day is specifically focused to get athletes ready for events.
On Tuesday nights, we're here to work on the track turnover, meaning, you know, good speed, good tempo. Thursdays is more conditioning, and then Saturday we're back here doing a combination of speed and conditioning and a little bit of core training.
The Lethbridge College Kodiak's indoor track team has been training their athletes hard, getting them each individually prepared for separate meets and for the ACAC championships that will take place in March. The team had a great second meet as well, claiming 6 medals at the Grand Prix No. 2 in Calgary. Jans won a gold medal in the 300-meter dash with a time of 38.80 seconds at the Grand Prix No. 2. This was an improvement for him following a bronze medal effort in the first Grand Prix. Other track athletes have been training hard as well. trying to improve their skills and results. Case in point, third-year Kayla Enders has been working on her speed, strength, and stamina with the mindset of trying to get better times in each event. Enders says she has big goals for herself and the entire team for the 2018 season.
I want to go into provincial strong and have a good outcome. And I think our relay team can do really good as well, so hoping to aim, for first, second, or third in the relay would be really nice as well.
The indoor track team has over a month to train before the ACAC Indoor Track Championships March 9th and 10th in Edmonton.
Meantime, the Kodiak's men's volleyball team has been working hard to keep its place in the league standings, but it's also working in the community. Greg Bobinek reports.
Lethbridge College Kodiak's men's volleyball team are holding their place in the league this season with an 11-7 win so far. Fourth-year setter Marcus Bicheval says they have a tough weekend ahead of them against SAIT to get their place in the ACAC Championships.
The other team, obviously, they have a very strong left side, very quick offense, so we really implemented that offense into our game this week, tried to work against it, and so far it's looked really well.
Head coach Greg Gibbous says it's not just about the skill they possess that is keeping the team afloat.
So we're close to matching what we did last year. It's been a really, really great group of guys, and I think that's really pushed us towards where we want to be because they're just a nice team, right? Guys who actually care about each other, guys who want to push each other to the next level. And so when we can compete as hard as we compete every day, then I consider that a success.
Between the practices, games, and schoolwork, the team is encouraged by Coach Gibbous to give back to the community where they can.
We have a couple guys that coach club teams, and we have guys that we did Streets Alive. We have guys that actually volunteer at the SPCA quite a bit as well, and then we're just involved in the high school system as well. So,
the Kodiaks are sitting 5th in the South Division and are coming off of a 2-game losing streak. They will need to win the next couple games to have a place in the ACAC Championships. For eNEWS, I'm Greg Bobinek.
The next match for the men's volleyball team will be against the SAIT Trojans in Calgary this weekend.
On this week's Kodiak Report, we had our own David Sellis sit down with the Kodiak's men's basketball head coach to chat about the team's goals heading into the ACAC Championships and how he believes his team will outcome and will look.
Welcome to this week's Kodiak Report. I'm David Sellis, and this week I'm joined by men's basketball head coach Ryan Heggie. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
So you guys had a big victory over nationally ranked SAIT this past Thursday. What do you hope your team takes from that game moving forward?
Well, I would hope my team takes that the belief that we're on any given night we can be as good as anybody in Canada. If we show up and play the basketball we need to play, and we know what that is. It's defense first, and then playing as a team on offense, we're pretty good.
So you guys are hosting the ACAC Championships this year. Do you feel that your team is where it needs to be in order to be successful in that tournament?
Not yet. We have lots of work to do. Right now we're a 7-7 team. We'd like to win the rest of our games to move to 14-7 for the season. Like I said, to make that happen, we just need to keep defending the ball hard and playing as a team. And we're still introducing 3 new guys into the rotation. So it's been a bit of a challenge. I thought we've been playing really good basketball. Some games we just didn't close out at the end. But going into the championships, I think if we do that, we're going to be in good shape with some pretty stiff competition. So it'll be best team that shows up that weekend is going to win it.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this week's Kodiak Report. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, David. That's all the time we have for eNEWS. I'm Houston Geringer.
And I'm Dominique Charles. Thanks for watching.